Dope. It's your girl Queen Dope in the building here on RadioOnFire.com, your news, sports, and entertainment source. And I am in the building with Miss Latosha Frank Harrison, for those of you who are just tuning in. And she is the CEO and founder of Mama Hustle and Company. How are you?
I'm fine.
You've been having such a good show. She's like my sister now. I get so many sisters. So for those of who are just tuning in, tell us a little bit about you, and you can kind of get into Mama Hustle and how the idea came up and all of that good stuff.
Brooklynite from Brooklyn, New York.
New York, what up?
I am Jewel and Niles' mommy, wife to Troy.
He's in the back. Hey, Mr. Troy.
Daughter of Randolph and Winnie Frank, and sister to Keisha Salandra. Child of God, people lover, motivator, dreamer, believer. Check all of the above. How did Mama Hustle begin? And actually, I was pregnant with my daughter, and I had such huge concerns and fears that in becoming a mom, I thought I had to give up everything.
Right.
And I was just like, how am I going to do it? And it's weird when you become pregnant, what you become pregnant with.
Wow.
In addition to your child. And boy, God was busy with me because I couldn't sleep. Like I had all these ideas, everything, a lot of this that he just like put on me. Like you're questioning what I put you here for. I put you here to do this, and this.
Right.
My daughter's 4. So this came to me almost 5 years ago, and I slept on it.
Like most of us do.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I was like, and don't get me wrong, I was doing other stuff, but I wasn't doing this.
Right.
And so fast forward, I become pregnant with my son, and it came back. Now with my son, I really couldn't sleep. So it came back to me again. Okay, this is what I've tasked you to do. This is what I want you to do. And when I looked at moms, the first thing that came to me was, we hustle.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know, I hustle everything from diapers to dollars. And I mean hustle in a positive sense, in that we manage, we multitask. You know, our business is an extension of our home.
Right.
I would say the first business is our home.
Absolutely.
And with Mama Hustle, our focus is helping moms navigate and bridge home plus hustle.
Absolutely.
Because I'm a strong proponent. You can't go out there and start a business, build your career, if home is not on a sound foundation. And as much as you need to educate yourself in business, you also need to educate yourself about home. And so that's how, so being pregnant with my son, this is how Mama Hustle came to be. And I said, you know what, I have to act on it. And this is how I acted on it. I was home with my son 1 month. He was 1 month old, home from the hospital. He couldn't sleep, I couldn't sleep. I was following this gentleman by the name of Rob Wilson. Hi, Rob. You can catch him at www.robwilson.tv.
Okay.
And in March, he had a money bracket challenge where it's kind of like the basketball game of the brackets.
March Madness.
March Madness. And he had the same thing, but it was investing.
Wow.
Like a mock-up investing. So I couldn't sleep, so I did the challenge, and I won.
Wow.
1 month home with my son, and I won his challenge. I beat out maybe a couple hundred people.
Wow.
And I won the challenge, and he provided money for me to invest into an investment account. And in that, during that process, I got to know him. He got to know me. He would ask me questions because I took an investment course that he had.
Okay.
And in that, he asked, well, what are you doing? Like, what are you about? And so when that had me freeze. And I was like, what do you mean, what am I about? I'm like, I'm bucking up. I'm like, what are you talking about?
The New York came out of you.
I'm like, what am I about? And so, he's a strong proponent of entrepreneurship. And, I had shared the idea of Mama Hustle with him. And he said, that's dope. He was like, that's dope. Like, what do you want to do? And I was just like, oh, man. And he challenged me. He was just like, post, tweet, do something. He was just like, you got to start putting this into action. Like, this is a dope idea. And so I slowly started to put the concept and what I wanted to do with Mama Hustle together. But I didn't get the uppercut punch in my gut until that June. That June, my husband and I had took our daughter and our son to Great Wolf Lodge.
Okay. Expensive.
That's what my face is. Like, luckily we caught the Groupon deal, but even with the Groupon deals, Lord,
They
we left out
blind.
and we still had like a
Yes,
big bill.
I've
Let's
been
say
down
a
that
very
road.
big bill. So we took my daughter to Great Wolf Lodge, and you know the arcade.
Mm-hmm.
She racked up like 1 billion tickets that we had to cash in, and so she's picking out her stuff, and so she was down to like maybe her last 100 tickets. And I was just like, well, what do you want? And so at that time, she was just learning to read.
Okay.
3, just learning to read. And she said, Mommy, I want that ring right there. And she pointed, and the ring said, now I wish I would have bought it. It said Dream.
Wow.
And then she looked at me, you know, people, my parents in the back trying to cash their kids
Tickets,
a gazillion tickets. And she hit me in the gut, and she said, Mommy, do you dream?
Wow.
And I sat there, and it was just like, it was just like that moment where, I mean, we all know that as a parent, mother or father, you are your child's first role model.
Absolutely.
But it really, at the age of 3, she really hit me in the gut with that
wow,
question.
yeah.
And I said, yeah, girl, dream, come on, let's get out of here.
Right.
So, but her doing that, it stayed with me. And my daughter is very analytical, and she's an extreme extrovert, just like her mother. And so I noticed like how intimately she watched her dad and I.
Right.
And especially me, like what I did, what I wore, how I did my hair.
Yes.
And so a couple of times she kept asking me, well, Mommy, do you dream? And I asked her, well, what do you dream about? And then at that time, she was like, Mommy, I dream about being a nurse, a doctor, about all these things.
Right.
And I said, I got to put Mama Hustle into play.
Yes.
And so the purpose of Mama Hustle is to move forward motherhood one mamapreneur at a time. And I'm focused on helping build and magnify the platform of mamapreneurs.
Yeah.
I want to provide strategies, tools, and actionable plans that moms can use not to only manage the hustle, but also manage home. I believe in developing and grooming and building up mamapreneurs. It has to be a holistic approach.
Absolutely.
It just can't be, for example, just providing one leg of advice.
Right.
I believe it's a holistic approach, and that's what I'm working on, putting together now a coaching program, amongst other things. But I'm looking at building moms holistically, from the A to Z, not just with their business, but also with home.
That is so awesome. And I remember, like you said, when we first connected, you were like just getting out there, and I was on your website before you came. I was like, oh, this looks amazing. Like, your website looks really, really good.
Yeah, shout out to Brent, a gentleman out of Indiana, B Squared Design. He designed the website, of course, with my input.
Right.
But that's just the first phase. It's definitely going to grow from there.
It looks great.
I'm looking at it to be a community. I want it to be that community where you go to, if you're looking for a mamapreneur that does X, I want to be able to connect you to that mamapreneur. And I also want that to be an avenue where we collaborate, educate, and elevate one another.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That is dope. So, what do you feel has been the biggest obstacle for you so far?
The biggest obstacle, what's that song? Time.
Oh, God.
It's just, for me, it's the balance. I think there's no right way. You have to find what works for you.
Yeah.
And being a wife and a mother of 2, and just being a lover of people, I have to balance my time. And
Right.
when I'm with the kids, I want to be with the kids. And recently my daughter was like, Mommy, put down the phone. So I'm trying to make it a habit when I'm with the kids, like, don't even take out the phone. And I'm working on it. I have
too.
extreme ADD, but I'm learning, as I look at my schedule for the week, after 5 or after 6, just leave it alone. And so for me,
I get it.
It's been, time is the first one on my list. And I would say after time, it will be, my next biggest challenge has been finding trustworthy people.
Okay.
To say for a lack of a better term. But finding trustworthy people that I feel comfortable with rocking with, and that's going to be trial and error. It's been trial and error my whole life. I have some people that are in the clique, ride or die, will come after you for one another.
Right, they go to New York again.
It's some people that I just need to sit right there and say, okay. But finding trustworthy people, that you can rock with, because I feel as though, as I shared before, we can build and grow together. So there's no reason in me having to cut you or you having to cut me.
Right.
I always emphasize there's power in partnerships, and I always remind people: do you want 50% of something or 100% of nothing?
Right.
Because you let your ego get in the way, and you
Absolutely.
feel as though it has to be mine and mine only, and no.
And I think we have in common, I always have my phone in my hand, and my daughter does the same thing. She's like, Mommy, get off your phone. I'm just like, I gotta work, I gotta do stuff. This is how we can go, And I remember one time I was on my phone and we were watching the movie, and she just came over and hit the button for it to go to sleep, and I was just like, okay, let me just put the phone down for a second and just, enjoy this time with her. And I was just sharing with you, I originally had said June I was going to kind of just take off from everything and kind of, step back and focus in on stuff. So it's going to be July, but it's definitely hard to find that balance, especially being a small business owner and you don't really have a team and you feel like you kind of have to do everything. And a lot of times I just told Diamond K, I have to stop overextending myself. I can't be everywhere. I can't do everything. And what you're saying about finding trustworthy people is very important in building your team. So it's pretty much just been me. Diamond K has came along and we've just vibed out and with helping each other. So it's very important that you put the right people on your team, and one of the things that you have to do is trust people, because in our their phases and you running things past them and just having somebody trustworthy and knowing how valuable they will be to your team is important as well.
And I always ask anybody that I sit down with, how can I be of service to you? Sometimes if I need to just take a mini break to help you build, because sometimes I might not be in that position to move forward with what I've been, the vision or idea that I've been blessed with. Sometimes I just need to sit still and just be of service to someone else.
Absolutely.
And sometimes in being of service to that person, you're also servicing yourself and helping move forward your idea. So for me, I have a couple of, close friends that are working on some major projects that I said, okay, let's get together. What are you doing? How can I be of service? And if I need to take a break from moving forward this platform to help you move forward your platform, then I'm, that's what I'm here to do. And so, as I said, in order to lead, you have to serve. And when you serve, you also lead. Yeah.
And also when you are serving and you make yourself available to others, that opens the door of blessings for you, because you get blessed by being a blessing to someone else. So I definitely think that's a good thing for people in business to understand, that it's okay to help people. It's okay to take a minute from what you're focusing on to help somebody else go to the next level, and take a break from your own stuff sometimes to help somebody else. So that's definitely very important.
And then also depending where you're at, because I want to make sure that I'm not promoting Free Nation.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I do have friends that have stepped up, like when I had the launch in January, that just came out of the woodworks. I'm here. What you want me to do? And I was just like, I want to pay you. They was like, heck no, I'm not taking your money. No, you're my friend. I'm going to do this for you. But at a certain point, Free Nation runs out.
Right.
So, and having that strategy and looking at how you're going to build those income streams, you do have to have your ride or dies that know that if I'm in this, that let's put money on the table. Let's have that discussion. If that's their business. Like I have a friend, she's an event planner. So yeah, you may help me now in the beginning, but let's have that discussion of, okay, as I'm putting together these proposals, writing in your cut, if it's 10%, 15%, whatever that is. So I will also say, let's not be afraid to have that conversation about money, but also let's keep in mind where that person is. If that person is just starting out, how are you going to hit them with a $1,500 bill?
Being
and
ridiculous.
It's supposed to be
right.
So, but I will say you have to, take it, because in segments, everything can't be for free. You do have to pay for something, but You know, for me, it's the trust.
Yeah, and I kind of went on a Facebook rant about that the other night or something. I was like, listen, this is my business. This is how I eat. This is how I survive. This is how I take care of my child. Like, I don't mind helping. I don't mind giving free information. I don't mind partnering up to do free events. But like you said, sometimes, come on, just it's a business, and you have to learn when to say no. I can't do this for free, or you know. And it's also important that, like you said, know where people are. So you know, if someone's just starting out, don't try to just rob them because you know they can't afford it. Like, be reasonable with people, and I do that a lot. I ask people, like, well, what's your budget? Like, how can I help you? Or what do you specifically need me to do so I can tell you what it is that I need from you? And, you know, kind of come in some middle ground so it's not, you know, a burden on people. You don't want to be a burden on people.
But I would say it doesn't hurt to have that conversation up front. You know, let's get the expectations out the way. Let's have that discussion as adults, and you know, let's clear the air. And I think too often we don't communicate, you know, and so I think it's very important to have those expectations, that conversation up front.
Absolutely. So I want you to talk about the She Blaze campaign, but before you get into that, I want to thank you for featuring me on the She Blaze campaign for week 4. I was definitely honored by that. I'm thankful and grateful for the opportunity. So kind of get into that. I think that is amazing what you're doing and how you're featuring these mamapreneurs and their businesses. And it's not just like, I'm going to post you at the beginning of the week, like she blasts your events. She's always asking, what do you have going on? And just being supportive and just getting you out there without it, you know, asking for anything in return. She's definitely one of those people. From just a short 4 or 5 months that we've been connected, she's reached out a number of times saying, what do you have going on? What's coming up? Let me share. Send me the flyer so I can post it on my social media. So kind of talk about the She Blaze campaign and how you came up with that and what's it about and how people can get involved with that.
So the She Blaze campaign started out of me wanting to show somebody they can kiss my tail.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
And it started from when I discussed the idea of Mama Hustle. You're going to have some people that are naysayers and
absolutely.
some people that are supporters. And I had a couple of naysayers to say, moms that are entrepreneurs, y'all women are too catty. Yeah, they're out there. But so I had a couple of naysayers. And I was like, you know what? For 2017, I'm going to commit to featuring one mamapreneur a week, and that's what I'm going to do. And I don't need your permission.
That's right.
I'm unapologetic.
That's right.
I already got the power to proceed. So I'm just going to go ahead and do what I'm going to do. And so within my immediate circle, I had a collection of mamapreneurs that I reached out to. And when I did the launch, I featured a handful of them at the launch. And was just honored by, you know, the initial outpouring of when I put the idea together. It was just like, yeah, you can feature me, not a problem. And so I wanted it, once again, to build that platform for mamapreneurs to have that example, to say you have women out here doing it every day. You have women that are still working their 9 to 5 that are moving forward with their ambitions of becoming an entrepreneur. And so I wanted to show the diversity and wide spectrum of mamapreneurs. You have some women like Chanel Simmons of Nell's Tax Help that I'm featuring this week. She walked away from her job last fall.
Wow.
Working for the federal government. She said deuces and hung out her sign for Nell's Tax Help. Then you have, you know, some women that are still, some moms that are still working in 9 to 5, but they have their business on the side.
Right.
That, of course, it's a side hustle that they're looking to make the main hustle. And so I just wanted to show the diversity of motherhood, the diversity of moms in business, and to show that you can do it. And so for 52 weeks, I'm featuring a mamapreneur every week, her business, as well as the personal side. Because I'm a strong proponent of a quote that I've used in Mama Hustle: when you support a mamapreneur, you support a legacy.
And I love that.
And a lot of people forget that behind that mom, you have a family.
Absolutely.
You know, we have mouths to feed, and I want people to also take us as women, as moms, as serious business people.
That's right. Yeah.
And so we do. That's another quote that I use as well. Mamas do business too.
Absolutely.
And so, with those two in mind, that's what I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about motherhood. I'm passionate about the opportunities that motherhood presents, and supporting us to be entrepreneurs. And I want to continue to elevate and magnify that platform.
Absolutely. And I just think that it's so awesome to have this platform where people, like you said, can understand, like, you can be a mom and you can still pursue your dreams. Like, you don't have to put your, just say, oh, I'm a mom now, I can't do this because I have to take care of the kids. It's definitely about finding that balance. I know that before She's Dope came along, I had a travel agency, and I can remember I don't have any family here. I have my one sister now, but at the time, it was just me. So I'm like, listen, Zion, I can't find a babysitter. You're going to have to come sit with me in the meeting. Here goes the iPad, and kind of just, bring her along sometimes because I wanted to pursue business and still be a mom at the same time. And I remember, many of nights bringing her in late and, going through those first stages of trying to find the balance of work and building your business and still being a mom, and knowing every Saturday you can't be at a networking event. You're going to have to go to Chuck E. Cheese one Saturday or something, and finding that balance. So even now, like I said, she keeps me pretty grounded, and she's been like, Mama, you work so much. You got to take a break. Let's go do something. And we had a great time Mother's Day weekend. I can't wait till she's old enough where I can, like, spend her money and she can appreciate Mom. It was just like me, the usual. She just wants to do everything, and she's a great student. Shout out to my baby, Zion. I call her Buddha, but distinguished honor roll student. So I very rarely tell her no. She's spoiled. And when I say very rarely, I don't really tell her no. It's usually later or something, and she usually gets what it is that she wants. So it's motherhood. It's motherhood. And finding that. And your kids help you find out so many things about yourself.
Yes.
So especially,
resilience.
Yeah.
The drive. Yeah, it's definitely brung out a different side of me, and I can't put words to what that side is, but I now can appreciate the picture of a lioness protecting her cubs. Like it's brought out a lot.
Yeah, and it's funny. I love lions. I'm a Leo, so I'm like always about lions. But it really is like, don't come near my kids or play with my kids, like that type of mentality. And just thinking about, like you said, a legacy, like what you're leaving behind for your kids and what you're teaching your kids, and how your daughters watch. You said she watches how you do your hair and how you dress, all of those little things. And motherhood is just one of the most amazing things. It has taught me so much. My daughter has taught me so much. She's way before her time. She encourages me. She pushes me. She knows when I'm getting worn out. Kids know when mommy's like tired. And I remember one time I was really sick, and she like made me like animal crackers and strawberries and a half of a lemon. And it was just like the best thing ever because she knew I was like down and out, and she just wanted to help. So shout out to all the moms out there who are doing business, who are doing great things, who are pushing through and pushing forward. It is by far one of the hardest jobs that you will ever have to do, is raising a child. And on top of raising a child, trying to start a business and run a business and build that platform, it's a lot of work. And like one of the things you stressed, like the balance is so important, because you will get burnt out. You'll be stressed out, pulling your hair out, going all type of crazy. And you mentioned your husband. Having a good support system is very important as well. So as we wrap up, what advice would you give to a young mom who wants to pursue a business?
I would say we would have to be patient with ourselves. You can't do it overnight. My motto years ago was work smarter, not harder. But now my advice is be more strategic.
I like that.
And there's power in partnerships. Look at your support network. Except sometimes, people may not be for you or with you, but build one or become a part of one. But I would say be patient with yourself and really think out what you want to do, and look at, once we launch it in the fall, join the Mama Hustle coaching program, but understand that in building a business and building yourself, you have to take a holistic approach.
Absolutely.
And understand you cannot do everything yourself. Don't DIY yourself to death. You are not the attorney, the patent attorney or trademark and copyright attorney. You are not the accountant. You are not the graphic designer. I mean, if that's your niche, do your niche. Right. But stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Save up the coins. Be ready to provide, pay for professionals to come in and help you build those segments of your business. That's not your niche.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And before we leave, I definitely want you to plug your website, your social media, give your shout outs. This is like the plug time. I want you to plug. You become the plug now, so you plug anybody and everybody.
So our website is www.mamahustleco.com, or you can go to mamahustle.com. Our social media, we're on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Mama Hustle Co. I try to be consistent.
Right.
I can't. Another tip: cannot stand businesses that have a gazillion different social media handles. You have to be consistent so people can remember who you are. If you're Black's here and Dat's there and Crap's there, people can't remember
right.
different platforms and names.
Right.
So you can find us on social media, Mama Hustle Co. On Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, as I said, and our website is mamahustleco.com. And just stay tuned. We have more events coming up for the fall, as well as the launch of our coaching program and consulting services firm.
That is so awesome. And I just want to say I'm one of those people. On all of my social media, I'm She's Dope LLC. But Instagram, they get a little funny. So I had to switch my name. And then at that point, I was just like, listen, I'm not even making a separate Instagram. I'm just putting everything on one page.
I just did this week because I found personally some of the people that started following Mama Hustle Co. Personally, I started wanting to comment and like their stuff, but I had to separate how I feel personally from the business. Mm-hmm. Two separate entities. Because personally, I may want to go straight ratchet.
Right.
I love it.
Yes, be diverse.
Yeah, I want to go straight ratchet. I was like, oh no, I can't do that in the Mama Hustle. So you may see a request. I just created I Am Latosha.
Yep, I saw it.
And I should have done that a while ago, but I had to take my own advice. One, to separate personal and business. Mm-hmm. And now under I Am Latosha, you might see me comment on everything.
Yes,
but
I'm here for
Mama
it.
Hustle Co., that's a brand that has that opinion. The core values start with me, but the way it grows is bigger than me.
Right.
And I have to remember that.
And that's another important rule in branding. So I can't do 2 Instagram accounts. So I just have my personal Instagram, but I post some business stuff on there. I'm probably never going to separate it because I'm not going to be able to do it. So unless someone wants to run my other Instagram page for She's Dope LLC, then it's not going to happen.
Well, let's put it out there. Let's put the positive energy that you get an intern.
Come on.
Or Imani.
Call
Imani,
me.
She gets well oriented with the computer that she started doing it.
Yeah, and she does know how to do it. She knows more about this stuff than I do. I'm just like, what? She's like, put your head in here, mommy. Keep moving your head. Like on Snapchat, so I'm just like, I don't know what the heck this is stuff about. So thank you guys for tuning in. You guys know where to find me. I am here at RadioOnFire.com each and every Thursday from 9 to 10 p.m. I will be branding myself and start wearing my T-shirts. I'm going to wear a different design every week. Thank you again to Blaine Spencer with Mogul Printing for my dope designs. I had no problem with him. Like I said, he just pushed out some dope stuff. And I was like, yes, love it, love it, love it, love it. Like I didn't have to change anything. So shout out to him. Shout out to 1217 Print Studios and Malik for printing the T-shirts. I'm working on something very big that I'm launching June 6th. I'm not going to share the details, but you guys be prepared for June 6th. I'm going to drop something hot on you guys. Again, on my social media, She's Dope LLC, except for Instagram. I'm Queen_Dope7, I think. I never even remember my Instagram name. And hopefully you guys will be tuned in next week right here on RadioOnFire.com, your new sports and entertainment source. And until next week, remember to stay dope.